Imagine coming home after months of fighting for your life, expecting the comfort of your family's old cabin by the river, only to find strangers living there, claiming you're dead. That's exactly what happened to me, James Carter, in the spring of 2023 when I returned to my family's retreat in Willow Creek, Montana, after beating cancer. What unfolded next was a wild tale of fraud, betrayal, and a truth so explosive it turned my world upside down and is about to blow yours too. I've been away for 6 grueling months, enduring chemo and radiation, dreaming of nothing but sitting on that creaky porch by the Stillwater River, watching the sunrise. My family's cabin, a weathered cedar beauty built by my great-grandfather in the 1920s, was my sanctuary. But when I pulled up that April morning, the cabin was painted a garish yellow, nothing like the soft brown I knew. A sign in the yard screamed, "For rent, Stillwater Eco Trust." Music and laughter spilled out, and I found a young couple, maybe in their late 20s, barbecuing on the deck, their SUV parked over my grandmother's old rose garden. Trash littered the ground. I approached, heart pounding, and said, "This is my cabin." Their faces froze like they'd seen a ghost. The trust said the owner died of cancer. The woman stammered, clutching her drink. "We're renting to save the river ecosystem." I was floored. Someone had declared me dead and was renting out my property. I snapped photos, showed them an old picture of me and my dad fixing the dock, and called 911. But instead of help, I got shuffled between departments, finally told there was a federal conservation case tied to the property. The couple showed me their lease from the Stillwater Eco Trust, official-looking with seals, claiming they paid $2,800 a month to protect the environment. Then she arrived, Claire Donovan, a polished woman in her 40s, stepping out of a sleek white SUV with a license plate reading Green Star. She carried a clipboard and oozed confidence. "Mr. Carter, I'm so sorry for the mix-up," she said, her voice dripping with fake sympathy. "We were told you passed away. Your family donated this land to our trust for conservation." She flashed papers, including a death certificate with my name and a donation form signed by James Carter Jr., a name I never use. I was alive, standing on my own land, yet she had documents saying I was gone. "This is fraud," I snapped. Claire just smiled, cold and calculated. "You'll need to challenge this in court. Until then, these tenants have a valid lease." I felt erased, powerless, like the cancer had been easier to fight than this. At the bank the next day, the manager, an old friend, looked at my ID like I was a ghost. "Your safety deposit box was transferred to estate management when you were declared deceased," he said. "My accounts were frozen, my credit cards canceled, my phone service on the verge of disconnection." Claire had woven a web so tight I was a stranger in my own life. Desperate, I called my old college buddy, Mark Thompson, a property lawyer in Missoula. "Dead men don't call," he joked, but when I told him everything, he got serious. "This isn't just identity theft, James. It's massive fraud." Mark dug in, and within hours, he unraveled Claire's scheme. The death certificate was forged with a fake doctor's signature. The Stillwater Eco Trust was a sham, incorporated just months ago with Claire as the sole operator. She'd forged property transfers, bribed officials, and was raking in over $12,000 a month from multiple families renting my land, all believing they were saving the environment. But the real bombshell came when Mark found my great-grandfather's 1927 deed. It wasn't just the Cabamy family owned 300 acres, including the entire River's Edge luxury community, a sprawling development of 200 homes, a $3 million clubhouse, and a golf course, all built on my stolen land. Claire had no idea the scale of what she'd stumbled into. We called a community meeting, and the room was packed with furious residents. I showed them the forged documents and the original deed. People sobbed, shouted, demanded answers. A retired nurse, Mrs. Larson, cried, "We paid off our home last year. This was our dream." A young dad, Ethan, recorded it all, muttering about losing everything. The anger was electric. Residents marched to Claire's office, tearing down her trust signs. Word spread, and by Sunday, a crowd surrounded her SUV as she tried to play the victim, claiming I was a deranged trespasser. But Mark had alerted the county sheriff, and when they checked Claire's papers, the cracks appeared. The EPA had no record of her trust. Her documents were riddled with their RORSA misspelled seal, fake regulations. When Mark mentioned her federal grants, the sheriff called in the FBI. The feds moved fast. Claire had pocketed $4 million in environmental grants across 3 states, using the money to fund her lavish lifestyle while destroying wetlands. She was arrested at the airport with a fake passport and $100,000 in cash, trying to flee to a non-extradition country. Her trial was a spectacle. She claimed she was a visionary, but her own words damned her. "Wildlife doesn't pay taxes," she snapped on the stand, revealing her greed. The judge sentenced her to 27 years, $5 million in restitution, and a lifetime ban from environmental work. Her assets, cars, jewelry, a lakeside mansion were seized to fund real conservation. A year later, I stood on my restored cabin's porch, watching herons glide over the Stillwater River. The 300 acres became the Carter Family Preserve, a federally protected haven funded by Claire's seized assets. Endangered species returned, water quality soared, and the community rebuilt itself as a true eco-haven. Property values climbed 50%, and families like Ethan stayed buying their land fairly. My cabin now hosts 20,000 students yearly for conservation education. Claire's greed accidentally created a legacy of healing. Was this karma or something bigger? Should the families who bought into Claire's lies have lost their homes? Or was letting them stay the right call? Should Claire ever get a chance at redemption? Or does she deserve every year of her sentence? Drop your thoughts below. Hit like if this story gripped you, and subscribe for more tales of truth fighting back. What's the wildest betrayal you've ever heard of? Let's hear it.